Well. Seem like old Dunny boy scared. Iran wants him dead, and he knows it. Wow. So let me get this shit straight. Old Dunny boy, the same Dunny boy that ordered the strikes that killed Iran's top general, the man who sent troops into conflict, the man who escalated a war that got people killed, is now secretly sneaking out of a NATO summit on a cargo plane because he's scared Iran wants him dead, y'all. Can y'all believe that?
U.S. officials tell CBS News they first learned of the possibility of an Iranian plot about a day before the Secret Service executed the complex ruse to quietly move President Trump from Air Force One to a military plane in a catering truck. U.S. officials say they received intelligence from multiple sources about an Iranian team in Turkey tasked to fire a surface-to-air missile at Air Force One with President Trump on board. But after an investigation, U.S. officials say they ultimately did not detect any such Iranian team. By that point, though, both Air Force One and the military jet carrying the president had left Turkey.
I go by Secret Service and the military. They wanted me to go on a different flight, a different plane, equal safety, but they wanted me to do it, so I do it. I do what they say.
Can y'all believe that? Leave it in the comment section. Can y'all believe Donald Trump, out of all people, is scared, y'all? After he done sent troops into danger, you started a fire, and now you want to hide. Ain't that a bitch? Nah. We need to talk about this, y'all. We got to talk about this today, y'all. Because the same man who talks tough on camera, who flexes on social media, who acts like he's untouchable, that man was quietly evacuated on a C-130 transport plane because Israel, his ally, told him that Iran knew what hotel floor he was on. Yeah, that tough talk ends when that missile is pointed at your ass, don't it? Yeah, I'm talking to you, old Dunny boy. So let's go all the way back to 2020. Trump ordered the drone strike that killed Qasem Soleimani. That's Iran's most powerful military leader, the head of the Quds Force. I think that's how you pronounce it. A man Iran considered a national hero. Now you could have whatever opinion you want about Soleimani. That's not the point. The point is, people, when you kill a country's top military official, that country is going to respond. That ain't no surprise, y'all. That shouldn't be a shock. That's what you call consequences. That's how the world works. I don't know what world Donald Trump living in. You take a life, they want a life. You kill their general, they want yours. We can't call that terrorism. That's not terrorism. That's retaliation. And anybody with a half a brain knew this was coming. Anybody should know this. Trump stood in front of cameras and talked about it like it was a power move. Like he was the toughest guy in the room. We took out solid money. Yeah, you did, Trump, you did. And you think that was going to be the end of it? You think you killed somebody general and they just going to say, okay, we'll let that slide? Man, you must be out your goddamn mind. You must be out your goddamn mind. Iran has been plotting ever since, they've been plotting for years. So this ain't new. They've been plotting for years because America been fucking with them folks. The DOJ already changed and they call the IRGC asset name Fahad Shakir, I think that's how you pronounce it, who confessed that Iran literally tasked him with planning Trump's assassination. There was a Pakistani national with ties to Iran named Asif. I see how y'all ain't good with these names. I think his name was Asif Merchant, who was charged with trying to recruit hitmen on U.S. soil to target political figures, including Donald Trump. This has been going on since 2024, and Trump knew about it, y'all. He's known this the whole time. But it didn't start with Soleimani, y'all. Trump escalated. His threats got worse in the mid-2025 before the 12-day war in June. And then in February 2026, direct military conflict between the United States and Iran. So this is what you call a war. So who do y'all think fought this war? You think it was Trump? No, the troops did. Regular people fought this war. People with families. The people who served to who signed up to serve their country and got sent into a conflict that politicians created. Those people didn't have the option to swap planes and fly home on a C-130. Those troops were in real danger. Not theoretical danger. Not we heard something might happen. Danger. We talking about real bullets here, y'all. Real missiles. Real combat. And they couldn't just get evacuated because intelligence said somebody was coming for them. I don't know if y'all know that Trump done dodged the draft 5 times, but he quick to send somebody else's children to war. So this same man that I'm talking about who put them there, he gets the VIP extraction. He gets the decoy aircraft. He gets to whisk away while troops stayed and faced the fire he started. How does that shit work? How do that work? How in the hell you send people to die in the war that you escalated, and then you hide when the consequences come for you? Now, I'm not from the Middle East. I might get some of these names of these people wrong. I might get some of the names of these cities. I might be pronouncing them wrong. So here's what happened. In July 2026, a NATO summit in Ankara, Turkey. Israeli intelligence tells the White House that Iranian operatives, I can't talk right now, had located Trump's exact hotel floor and planned to attack Air Force One with a surface-to-air missile. That's one of those shoulder-launched missiles, y'all. Put it on your shoulder. Like they were going to shoot his plane out of the sky. That's what they planned. So what did they do? They didn't put him on Air Force One. They put him on a cargo plane. That's a military transport aircraft. I know a little something about the military. You know, I got friends and family, a lot of family members that's been in the military. You know what I'm saying? So I know about the little aircrafts and everything. So they smuggled him out like he was a fugitive, not a president. But here's where it gets interesting. The CIA, our own intelligence agency, looked at Israelis' claims and said, yeah, we're not sure about that. They assessed the Israeli warnings with low confidence. Snipers, knife attacks, the missile plot. They couldn't independently verify any of it. Turkish intelligence said they found no evidence of the surface-to-air missile threat near the summit. So either Israel was exaggerating, which some U.S. lawmakers are openly suggesting, or the threat was real and our own CIA couldn't confirm. Either way, The man got on a cargo plane and flew home in a secret because he was scared. And let me be clear. I'm not saying that he shouldn't be scared. If Iran really wants you dead, you should be scared. That's a real threat from a real country with real capabilities. But here's my issue. You don't get to spend years provoking the nation, killing their leaders, escalating into a full war, sending troops into harm's way, and then act surprised that they want your head. Nah, it don't work that way. What you think was going to happen? And here's the part that makes me sick. The hypocrisy. Trump loves to talk tough. Always has. He got that strong man image. I'm the one who took out Soleimani. I'm the one who stood up to Iran. You stood up. You stood up by ordering other people to fight your battles. You stood up by sending troops while you sit in a bunker and fly home on a cargo plane. You damn coward. You orange coward. The troops you sent to fight Iran, they didn't get get a decoy plane. They didn't get a secret evacuation. I need y'all to hear me. For y'all who planning on joining the military and all that shit, you might want to think twice. You might want to reconsider. Those troops got deployment orders and a one-way ticket to the war zone. And some of them didn't come home. Some of them didn't come home. And now, this orange bastard got the nerve to be sitting here telling reporters, he's number one on the list. Yeah, you are number one on their hit list because you put yourself there. You killed their general, nobody but you. You ordered it. You escalated their conflict. You sent your military to fight them. And now you're shocked. You shocked that they want revenge. Ain't that a bitch? Ain't that a bitch? Iran is out here putting kill Trump on public murals. Blood for blood at funerals. They ain't had nothing, y'all. They want some get back. They not being subtle. They told y'all what they want. I just hope they don't mess with us black folk, because we ain't got nothing to do with that shit. We don't run nothing in this country. We just go along. They told y'all what they want. And they've been telling you for years. And Trump, you and your administration, instead of y'all owning it, instead of saying, yeah, we made a mistake, or I made a mistake with these decisions and I accept the consequences. The man is sneaking out of summits and swapping planes and hiding behind a Secret Service like he's a damn victim, y'all. You're not a victim, Trump. You can't throw the rock and hide your hand. You're not the victim. The troops who fought your war, they're the victims. The people who lost their family members in this conflict that you escalated, they're the victims. That's who the victims are. And here's the bottom line. I need everybody who's watching to understand this. Okay? Need you to understand this. When you are the president of the United States, your decisions have consequences. Not just for you, for everybody under you. The whole United States of America. When you order a strike that kills a foreign general, you don't just create a damn headline. You create a vendetta. A generational vendetta. Because what America did to these people was way before Trump. way before Trump was ever even thinking about being a president. Iran, don't forget, they've been waiting. They've been planning. That's why it's hard for America to beat them now in the war. They've been planning. And every step Trump took against them made that target on his back even bigger. Yeah, you could be the biggest talker. You could be the biggest talk in the room. You can have the biggest military in the world. You can have all the money in the world. You can send those troops anywhere that you want. But when a whole country decides they want you personally dead, when they put your name on murals and your face on targets, they've been plotting for years and sending assets to your soil, to our soil. We are vulnerable as American citizens. Y'all need to understand that. All done it, boy, done did it for us. He done did it to us, y'all. All that tough talk goes out the window. Because at the end of the day, you still just a man, Trump. And them bullets, them missiles, them bombs don't give a damn about your title, Mr. President. They don't give a damn. The difference is this man had a choice. He chose to escalate. He chose to escalate after Barack Obama had a deal with those people. He chose to go strike them. He chose to send others to fight. And now he wants sympathy because that same fire he started is now burning at his door. Nah, bruh. I don't think they're going to let you out of this one, Trump. Barack Obama had an agreement with those folks. I think you so jealous, you hate Barack Obama so much, that's the reason why you destroyed their contract. That's the reason why you destroyed that contract. But now it's all on you, Trump. It's all on you, buddy. Oh, done it, boy. But let me say this clearly. I don't wish death on anyone. But I do believe in accountability. And accountability means if you start a war, you don't get to act surprised when the people you attack fight back. I'm just telling you how it is. I'm going to keep it 100 with you, Trump. And if you hear me, Trump, if you listening to me, if any of your people listening to me, I hope they get this message to you. Trump, you put troops in danger. He put a nation on edge. He escalated this conflict. And now he's scared for his life. Good. Good. Now you know how those troops feel. Now you know how those families feel. Now you know what it's like to be in the crosshairs of something you created. Like I said earlier, the troops didn't get the SWAT planes. They don't have that privilege like you, Trump. The troops didn't get to fly home in a C-130. The troops stayed. And some of them died. And the man who sent them is trying to hide. For all y'all that think Donald Trump is so tough, that's not strength by hiding. That's not tough. That's a man who loves to start fires but runs when the flames reach his own house. Iran wants him dead. And he knows it. You know it. I know it. We all know it. And maybe, just maybe, if he had enough thought about consequences before he pulled the trigger on solid money, he wouldn't be flying home in a cargo plane, looking over his shoulder. You don't get to play war games with real people's lives and then cry when the game comes to your door. It don't work like that, Donnie boy. It ain't never worked like that, done it, boy. And it never will. So y'all, if y'all agree with what I'm saying, share this video, comment below, because we all know that the media is going to spin this as if that was a brave evacuation that he did, especially Fox News. They gonna say that was a brave evacuation and strong leadership. I'm calling it what it is. It was a scared man running from the consequences. Only thing I can say, Trump, is watch your back.